Alright guys, so this video is going to show you guys how to solve a two-step linear equality problem type 1. So with this question, a lot of people look at this and they're like, okay, what do you want me to do with this? And they just shut down. They're like, yeah, I'm going to skip it. It's really not even all that difficult. It's a lot like things that you've done before. You guys just never really knew it. So to start this off, I'm going to talk about this thing called an inequality. Okay, an inequality is one of these guys. Your less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Literally in meaning not equal. Inequality. So anything that is not an equal sign that can tell you the relative position or understanding of a value of something. So a lot of people look at that and they're like, I don't know what an inequality is. I'm like, yes, you do. You just didn't know that's what it was called. So we're just going to jump into this question. So what I always tell everyone to do is when they look at this question, I say, write it out. So I have x over 3 plus 6 is less than 5. Because I look at this and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. So first thing I want you to do, say goodbye to that guy and imagine or think about what you would do if this was an equal sign. Okay, and a lot of people go, oh, that's it? I said, yeah, that's it. So what you're going to do is you're going to solve this problem as if there was an equal sign here. And then when you get to the end, you're just going to put that guy right back in there. Okay, so let's just jump into it. So the first thing you need to do is remember that you are looking to get to x equals something. Once you get to x equals something, you may have to simplify a little bit, but after you get to that point, you're done. Okay, so you need to look at, say, okay, where's my x? My x is there, right? You need to do everything to get x by itself. So you think about, first thing you need to think about is like, is there a plus or a minus something in relative to the x? So here I have plus 6. To get rid of that 6 on this side, I can subtract 6. So on this side, I would just have x over 3. And I'd be almost close to having x by itself, but that 6 wouldn't be there. So that's one step to getting the x by itself. So to do that, if I do it on this side, I have to do it on that side. Okay? So 5 minus 6 is negative 1. So I move this to that side by subtracting the 6 out. Okay, so what I do after that is I have x over 3. So again, I say, okay, well, is x by itself? No, x is not by itself. X is being divided by 3. So how do I get x by itself? If it's being divided by 3, what's the opposite of dividing by 3? And I would say, okay, well, you multiply by 3. So if I multiply by 3 over 1, actually, I'm going to move this down a little bit because somebody's be like, I can't see it. So I'm going to put this down here. So if I have x over 3, and I want to get the x by itself, I can say, okay, well, I'm going to multiply by 3, and that will give me 3x over 3, which is, in a sense, 1x over 1, which is just x. Okay, so x is by itself, which is where I want to go, but in order to do that, I had to multiply by 3 on that side. So to do that, I'm going to multiply by 3 on that side. I would write it out as a fraction, but you guys get the point. Okay, so over here I have negative 1 times 3, and that equals negative 3. So I'm going to pull that guy down over here. So equals negative 3. So now that I'm at the x equals point, I have to remember that I didn't start with an equal sign, right? I started with the less than sign. So I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to erase the equal sign, and I'm going to put the less than back in there. Okay? Now, because I've done this, I am now done. I have gotten to my x equals even though this time it's actually x is less than. But this is your answer. So really, just solve the question as if it was an equal sign, and then put it back in there. When you get to a little bit of probably the problem type 2 or problem type 3, there's a couple of rules with dividing and multiplying by fractions, but we're not quite there yet. So when you get to that point, let me know. If you guys need any more questions or have any more questions, or need a little bit more help,